Hello everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and today we're taking a look at chapter 16. 16 is all about sound. You might want to take a moment, turn your headphones down or speakers down. Some of these are a bit loud, I think. I've turned my headset down a bit. Okay, so playing sound. How do you play sound in a graphics world or at any point you want to play music? Well, let's see. We init sound. Hey, there you go. Boy, what don't we init at this point in this game? So we load sound, and this is like loading image, loading sprite. We need an alias for the sound. One of the ways to do aliases is to do the PB any and then have an alias created for you. So this wave becomes this number, and then we can say, okay, if we have a number, aka it's not 0, it's greater than 0, simply play sound. And if we jump at play sound and hit F1, you can see we have play sound, the sound number or alias that we want to play, and then there's flags and there's volumes. So let's come over here. Flags are a sound loop, or is it multi-channel? And then volume is also optional. Okay, so the values for sound are 0 to 100, with the default being 100. Ow. Okay, well, anyhow, like I said, we're going to play this explosion wave. It's pretty good, but it also is a little on the loud side. So here we go. And then we're going to delay 5 seconds and shut down. So there's no screen with this. It's just boom. And there you go. And we're over. So it's important. We need to give a delay after the sound. We don't want to end immediately. I'm going to show you what happens, because the sound takes time to play. When you play a sound, it just fires it off. Everything keeps processing. So this would then become, that's it. So as it begins to play, the very instant it starts to play, it shuts back down and we're done. So in order to get the sound to actually play, the code's got to keep executing for a while for the explosion to finish. Number 2, we're going to pan sound. Now, this is a good one. It should, as I recall, panning sound goes like from ear to ear, stereo kind of thing. And so we're doing the same thing. We're loading our explosion wave, so we have our alias. And then we're setting the volume to 50, half volume. And we're saying, okay, sound. And not for this example, but coming up, he's identified this as sound 1 volume. Soon we'll get to the point where we can play many different sounds at the same time. So this is playing with the sound frequency. So I'm guessing that this is going to be a higher frequency. Let's see what we get down here. So if we push the space bar, he's going to fire off the sound. And if we hit page up, we're going to move the sound volume up or down. Okay. Right and left, we can pan it. I see. Okay. And then key right control, we set the frequency to 100,000. Raise the pitch slightly. Left control. Okay. All right. Let's see what we get when we do all of these cute things. Okay, so spacebar plays the explosion, and then I'm going to push the up arrow So that's getting louder. Ooh, that did get louder. Okay, let's put it way down low. And then we can say explosion. And it went, I see, that's going between ears. So 0, I guess, is, I guess we really don't get to 0. We can go to the left ear and we can go to the right ear. Let's see. Left control decreases pitch. Oh, that was cute. Uh-oh. I don't have a right control. Oh, well. It's not going to work on a different key, is it? Okay, I give up. There. So anyhow, you can see how you can jack with the controls, what right or left, and changing the volume as it's playing. And it is important right now, the way he's written this. Let's run this one more time. You only got one sound. So he's not, see, it starts over, okay? So you can actually play multiple sounds at a time, so you could actually play it 6 times and have it come out. And I think we get to that way over here on 5. So let's move on to 3. And okay, so explosion 0 to 4, so we have 5. So we're loading sound to these digits 0 to 5, and we're randomly setting a volume. Oh goodness, let's say 50 or 35 as a high, and then we're gonna set the sound volume for the explosion of 0 to 5. Will be here. We're going to set a volume to each one randomly, and then we're going to play the pan game for messing with each one has a different, it may be right ear or left ear or that sort of thing. Then he plays with the pitch, and then we come down here. So we get difference if we hit key 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, so fire this off. Key 1, that looks like all right ear. Key 2, a bit more balanced. Key 3 is right ear. That was a long one. Key 4 is pretty balanced. Key 5 is left ear. So, different volumes on each, so you can see how we're playing with that. Escape to quit. Okay, so here he's setting all of these based on the actual sound. So you actually have 5 different sounds. So, let's have some fun. Let's come up here and press 1 and 5. You got an explosion in each ear, didn't you? So I just walked down actually pushing 1 to 5. So you have the ability to play multiple sounds at the same time. So interestingly, he's not killing. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. He's not actually killing the sounds and stuff. Yeah, okay. So you can set them on the fly or you can set them beforehand. So catch sound. Now, instead of doing our load sound this way, load sound here, what we're going to do is we're going to put it into memory. All right. So what we're going to do, we're defining a catch sound. Let's go jump to catch sound. So you have the sound ID, the alias, and then a buffer. Okay. Now, whenever you see a question mark name, that's your clue to jump to the bottom of the form, and you should have a data section. You'll have a named range of the sound, explosion sound, which would be, let's come back up here. Where was that? Oops, to the top. All right, so this is explosion sound. That's our named range. So we're telling him to jump down here to named range. This is a shortcut basically for go to, kind of. So anyhow, it's a data thing. So he comes down here to the named range explosion sound, and that has to have a colon to go with it for the named range. And then he's going to jump and run this, which is going to say include the binary of this file. So if you double click it, you get the binary thing. So actually I think I single clicked that. No, I must have doubled. Okay, and then you give it the path of the file. So he's loading this into memory and has it in memory. So there's kind of preloading it. That way it's like instantaneously there. And it compiles in with your executable. You don't need to distribute the explosion wave with your code. You can just load it into memory and it pulls it straight from memory. So, oh darn, missed one of these. Set frequency is the current code. Okay, thought I'd played all these. Maybe I didn't. Whoops, wrong key. Play. Okay, so keys 1 to 5. So we're getting a different set. Oh, that's still on the left ear. That one's left ear. That one's kind of centered. And there's a second hit. Okay, cool. So that's how all of that works. But the biggie code-wise here is that he's doing a catch of the sound, which once it's loaded into memory, when you hit execute, it all gets loaded into memory down here. So this is now a memory reference at this point. So this code running here is like wha-bam, real fast. It doesn't actually have to read the wave file. And some of these things get pretty big, waves and all of that. We can, let's see, here's the wave file that we, didn't mean to do that, sorry. I have my system set to a single click now, and I'm trying to get used to it because I have too much trouble getting double clicks in. It's annoying. Okay, so multiple sounds. Okay, so here he's getting a little bit more advanced. We have a sound structure, so he's going to build a list of sounds, load them all up, and then he can play them from his list. And he doesn't have to load them each time. He doesn't have to mess with them. He can just call them and instantaneously do it. So what he's going to do is he's got a procedure here that says play my sound, which says go get this explosion from our data section, which is already in memory. So that's like instantaneous. We're going to add him. We get an ID. We're going to add him to sounds. We're going to get his length and some sound start. And then we're going to set a bunch of all those wonderful values, frequency, the panning right to left. We're going to do the volume. I'll leave it. And then we're going to play sound. Okay, so we're going to load them and play them at the same time. That's kind of weird. Okay, so then we're going to release the sound. Here you go. That's what I was talking about earlier. Getting rid of the sounds from memory and reclaiming your memory back so you don't end up with memory leaks in your program. And so So those are his procedures that he's going to call. Let's go down here and see what he's doing. Get past all the screen junk. Okay, keyboard release. So when we hit a space key, he's going to call the function that says play sound. So it looks like he's going to fire off how many sounds? ID, if ID. So he's going to fire off one sound. Okay. And then we're going to, that's it. So he's going to do that. And where is he calling this? Is this called out of here? I don't know. Control C, find next. Aha. So he's going to play the sound. He's going to draw this and then release the sound. Well, that's interesting. So he must be tracking the sound. Let's see what happens and see what we get. There's our explosion, and he plays it out. That's pretty cool. And then it says stop sound, which dies. Okay, so what did that change to? Stop sound, sound number, channel. We didn't issue a channel, did we? Play sound, let's see. Do you get a channel in play? No. What does he want for channel? Channel is optional. The value returned by play sound. Well, you did that. Oh, I know what he's doing. Okay, he's going all the way to the end of his sound. And then at the end of the sound, he's calling down here and saying, stop the sound. Well, the sound's over. I can't stop it if it's already gone. So I wonder if we have, let's see. Let's go to sound index. Is sound. There we go. So if we come into here and say if is sound, so UND, and we can say this. Okay. Many of the commands in Pure Basic have an does it exist, which is a is sound, is image, is sprite. There's a bunch of those. So oftentimes before you can free something or I should also include this down here. Because you can't free something if it doesn't exist. I would think we would need both of those in there. So let's see. So we do the explosion and didn't die this time. Hit escape. There we go. So that fixed it. So we just need to make sure that they exist before we stop them and free them. So that makes logical sense. So there you go. There's that one. Kind of cool. So, all right, let's do music. Well, music is different. You have sounds, usually special effects, explosions, bullets firing, that kind of junk, lasers, that kind of thing. But normally your background music that plays throughout your entire game or what have you is an OGG is free. You can actually use MP3s, but read the license on MP3s. There's a limit before you can use until it becomes not free. And I understand they're rather aggressive about that. So OGGs are the safer format to use. They're free. You got them forever. So what we're going to do is play music. We're going to play sound. And where is, I don't know that he does that here. You can set, let's see, play sound. Let's jump to you. Here we go. He's not doing this much. You have the play sound, and you can set it on a loop to where when it ends, it just starts immediately over again. So you can get a sound clip. It may be 5 or 10 seconds long, and then play it over and over and over and over and over for eternity. That's a sound loop. Multi-channel, then you have to mess with your channel numbers, and usually you put your background music on a sound loop so the background music stays playing forever. Now this is going to be your classic arcade kind of music for a shoot 'em up type game. It's got a heavy duty beat going, gets your blood flowing, you want to go kill things, I guess. Yep. Okay, enough of that. So, that's an OGG, and they get to be huge, okay? So it'll just keep playing in the background basically forever when you do these things. Kind of like it runs on its own thread, which is kind of interesting because you don't play with threads. So how is it continuing to play without a thread? There's one under there somewhere. Okay, so our last example is something I have never seen. Somebody, Darylito, donated this mod, which now is called Load Music. It used to be called a music mod or a module mod or some such. Took me a while to find that translation from back in the old days. And it plays the music, and evidently you can somehow screw with the music in there, and it comes out with just play music. There's not a lot of explanation here as to what this module is doing, but I did get it to work. So, and that's the mod. Okay, that's enough. And so that's the music mod. So that's music and playing special effects sounds in any of your games. This is pretty much how you do it. And as always, that concludes chapter 16. And as always, thanks for watching.